Hi, my name is Dr. Aisha Bailey, and I'm the creator of Ishababies multicultural dolls. So back in 2001, I had the opportunity to work on the 9/11 victim identification process, and also the victims of American Airlines Flight 587 at the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner in Manhattan. I was a pre-medical student studying at Columbia, and I really spent my time working with families, hearing about their trauma, their pain, their fears, and it really ended up taking a toll on me. So much so that at night I would go home and draw. And over my many months working there, I was able to kind of compile this whole portfolio of greeting cards from thank yous, birthdays, what have you. Soon after I left the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, I ended up submitting my works at the National Stationery Show. And the first year was pretty great. We did get a lot of acclaim and interest, which was wonderful. It was in that second year, though, diversity was a word that was kind of being buzzed around. So people would talk about it. They would say that it was very interesting, but no one really wanted to delve in, specifically with baby announcements. A lot of the big name brands at that time had kind of just decided that for birth announcements or baby cards or any sort of thing, that it was better to use animals because animals were more generic and they would sell. That being said, I knew that I wanted to be a pediatrician. I knew that I had always loved children and loved the beauty of children, and I wanted that represented. So the second year that I was at the National Stationery Show, I created a line of baby announcements. And they featured 16 different babies with different eye, hair, and skin colors. There was a lot of fanfare with it. People really loved them. I created like life-size, almost stand-ups of certain babies, and it was just nice and fun. During that time, I was able to meet a manufacturer who was able to see my vision for what I wanted, because after that, I wanted a representation of my babies. I wanted a doll that kids could snuggle with, put in their backpack, take with them. And so over the next few months after that show, I was able to work with the manufacturer so that they could come up with a real representation. And this little boy was born. His name is Turbinado. He was our first baby. And the reason why I made him the way that I did is I wanted his hair to be pillow soft. I wanted him to be more of like just a soft poly material so that kids could snuggle with them, hug them, and also take them with them everywhere. So after that, we continued on, and other babies in my line were created. But in 2004 is when this little diva was created. Her name is Mocha Girl, and she is our most popular Ishababies, hands down, across all markets. Her story is very interesting in the sense that in 2003, when I was looking at swatches, there were only swatches that had certain colors. This was the darkest color, and I just remember at the time, I kept looking at this color for her skin because I wanted her to be this color. And at the time, I just kept getting feedback like, oh, she's too dark, she's too dark. I made her with puffs so that she was nice and soft. And when I first got her back from the manufacturer, I burst into tears because I loved her immediately. And thank goodness, years later, my customers loved her as well. She is so special. So even though people would go crazy for this little baby at fairs, at conventions, it was hard to get my babies into big box stores. And it would be interesting in that we'd have buyers coming to us, seeing us, and then once we would get to the big box stores, they would say, well, we don't know if she'll sell. And we're saying, but she's selling out here and selling out here and selling out here. And essentially what we would get is that same feedback from the Clark experiment way back, right? It was just, we were told that why do it when kids of color want the white doll? But we know and we've seen the damage, right? As parents, as kids ourselves, the hurt and pain. For me, I had some black dolls growing up, but I wanted a baby and I wanted to create a baby that I could cuddle with. I wanted a baby that kids could put in their backpack with, just so that they had that confidence. I wanted a baby that existed so that kids could see themselves in this baby. Each of my babies has hopes and dreams and aspirations for what they want to do, because again, it's all about the dream and it's all about that love, right? This has been a true labor of love and a journey in the sense that we are still striving in 2024 to get these babies in big box stores. The truth is that in this day and age, with all of the lines that could be available, we need more diversity in black dolls. We should have plush dolls, plastic dolls, model dolls, what have you. Die cast dolls, I don't care. There needs to be more diversity because we come in all shapes and sizes. Why can't we have dolls that do that? These were created from my vision because I have a love for babies, but it should be open to anybody. And there needs to be more emphasis on marketing. There needs to be more emphasis on exaltation of our inspiration. Otherwise, we are damning our children to repeating the same psychological terrors and stressors and hurdles that we ourselves had as parents, that our ancestors had, and we should be getting better, right? We should be evolving as a society. So let's do better for our children. For more information about our lines of dolls, please go to www.ishababies.com. But we need to do better.